Welcome sa ating channel. We are here for the quick news as of second week ng September 2021. Now for more tech news about computers, feel free to subscribe. This video is brought to you by SCDKey, the best website that you may visit in terms of very affordable deals. And syempre napakadali rin mag-sign up since you can just sign up using your social media account or Google account or manually sign up sa kanilang website. And there you are, you may check the Windows 10 Pro. And by using our promo code, ma-avail mo lang siya ng around $14.95 or 700 plus pesos. That's it mga kaibigan. Check the description below. May mga links po tayo dyan to go directly sa kanilang website. Now finally, we spotted the AMD processors dropping their pricing, international and even local. Nagkakaroon na ng konting improvement, 5600X at around 16K. That is around 15,999. And 5800X at 23K plus. So that is a very big or massive improvement, around at least 20 to 30% compared before na 19K, 20K for the 5600X and 27 or 28K for the 5800X. Pero sad to say, we are still struggling stocks from AMD pagdating sa mga budget processors below 10K. That is for the models like 3100, 3500, 3500X, 4350G, 3200G, and 3400G. Pero still, good news pa rin naman dahil we still spotted good stocks pagdating sa processor na 3300X. Yun nga lang, it's good to have a budget processor from AMD na 3300X, pero we will still struggle pagdating sa ating PC build dahil pahirapan pa rin po ang paghahanap ng budget GPU. We'll talk more about that later. Going back sa AMD, as of now, 3200G ang medyo mas may konting stocks compared sa other APU lineups. So if you have a plans to go for a budget build like 25K or 20K, 30K more or less, the only option as of now pagdating sa APU is 3200G. We still spotted some gray market, 4350G online and other local stores, pero still we can't confirm kung ilan yung available stocks nila as of now. Dahil nga medyo may kataasan rin po at the 3400G for 11K more or less, I doubt that I will grab or I may recommend that kind of pricing. If I were you, 3400G, 12K, 11K, that is quite too much to handle. I think it's just better if you will just go for a 3300X and look for a higher priced video card, if 1660 Super, or maybe if you can settle down with a second hand that I may not also recommend. Other than that, from AMD is we also heard that they are now finally ongoing pagdating sa production ng next gen APU. So that is for the model na AMD Ryzen 6000 series. Just sad to say that they have now ongoing production pagdating sa ganyang processor or next gen model, pero we are still struggling pagdating sa 5600G and 5700G stocks. Kaya if you will ask me if you will still hold on para sa next gen na processor, I think 5600G and 5700G is worth it or good enough just to avoid those more overpriced video cards. And if in-rush ka, those are the best processors as long as they are available at decent pricing. Pero ayun nga po, at least we have now a better news pagdating sa video card dahil we spotted RTX 3060 at below 30K, and at least kahit paano, most of the 3060 video cards are now dropping from 45K plus to 40K and below. And also RTX 3070 and 3080, nagkakaroon na ng mga konting adjustments, pero still not a good news pagdating sa budget video cards. That is for the models like 1650, 1650 Super, RX 570, struggle pa rin si stocks. As of now, for a month, medyo nahihirapan tayong makahanap ng mga ganung models. Maybe that is because of the sudden increase ng demand dahil nga back to school na po. And 1660 Super is, I think, the least option that you may have pagdating sa budget video cards. Pero they are at a price tag of 20K more or less. Kaya if you have that kind of budget, I may recommend that you may just choose or look for the models like RX 6600 XT or RTX 3060, RTX 2060 if merong available pa. If you remember, recently we covered here in this channel yung dedicated video how to upgrade sa Windows 11 preview, the October 5th, 2021 version is the official. Not hard to familiarize, like if you are from Windows XP back then, going to Windows Vista, medyo struggle. From Windows 7 going to Windows 8, sobrang laking or sobrang hirap yung adaptation. From Windows 10 going to Windows 11, that is not hard. The only thing na medyo maninibago lang kayo is yung start menu, which is nasa gitna na po ngayon. Pero I don't recommend also that you will go in a rush para lang mag-upgrade ng Windows 11. If gusto nyo mag-settle down muna sa Windows 10, no worries. Windows 10 will still be supported until October 14th, 2025. Now finally, Gigabyte made a good move. At least, nag-offer na po sila ng refund for the consumers, especially sa North America, nakabili ng most likely or potentially defective power supplies. Now for the RAM, ang pinaka-familiar na model ng Teamgroup, Team Delta, is now released with DDR5 technology. So that is a very good progress pagdating sa mga news natin for the DDR5 upcoming new memory. And konting buwan na lang, most likely, we will now have motherboards with DDR5 socket. And speaking about DDR5 socket, yes, Intel Alderlake will come with motherboards na supported ang DDR5 and Z690 motherboards are just on the corners. Pero yes, I can't disclose much details about how is the status ng mga Intel Alderlake. Basta, on November 17th, 2021, Intel Alderlake will be here in the Philippines and we will expect a better competition pagdating sa Intel versus AMD. That is why we have seen already that AMD is finally doing their move. The usual move done by AMD every time na merong matinding competition between those two processors, na they always do a very huge price cut. Just imagine how is the price cut of Ryzen 5 2600 from 11K going down to 6K. That is the same also with other models ng AMD before, that those RX 570 from 16K, nag-drop siya ng 9K and down to 6K. So that is how AMD works, especially pagdating sa competition. They always do a lot of price cuts in the upcoming months or upcoming years, every time that Intel threatens their market. Now for our local market, how is the market situation, market status? Let's start it with Deepcool. Based on our research, Deepcool Matrix 55 is now at a price tag of 3,650. That includes 4 fans. So ibig sabihin, if you will less those fans, para kang nakabili na lang ng worth 1K na chassis. Imagine 4 fans, RGB. Most of the time, pricing ng mga RGB fans, triple fan pack is 2,000 more or less. From a Deepcool brand, that is around 2,500 more or less kung 4 fans po yung included. And if that is included with the Deepcool Matrix 55 Airflow chassis, if you will just less it sa 3,650, parang worth 1K na lang po yung case. Pagdating naman sa cooling systems, we have seen that there is a very good improvement din pagdating sa pricing. Dahil nga po sa emerging competition ng mga budget air coolers and budget CPU AIO coolers, nagkakaroon na rin po ng mga konting price cut. We see that Deepcool, ID Cooling, Techwear, nasa price tag na po sila ng closely 3K more or less. So that is a very good improvement pagdating sa ating market, because not only those very familiar or quite mainstream budget models or brands, meron na rin tayong mga nakikitang gradual drop ng pricing sa mga ibang models, even mainstream brands like NZXT, Cooler Master, and Corsair. So I think this is quite affected due to the shortage ng mga PC components. Kaya naman ang pinaka-apektado talaga dito are brands with a product lineup na casing and cooling systems. And then another sad news, as of now, we are still experiencing shortage, not only for CPU, GPU. That is now more evident din pagdating sa mga products like budget monitors. Based on our recent survey, medyo nahihirapan na rin po tayong magkaroon ng mga offers from HKC brand, and the same with the other brands pagdating sa 5K more or less budget. So 24 inches, 22 inches, 1080p resolution, 60Hz and 75Hz, medyo pahirapan na rin pong maghanap ng stocks. That is why we've seen models from mainstream brands like LG, Lenovo, na nagkakaroon ng konting adjustments from 6.9 SRP now at around 7.8 or 8K more or less. So based on our research, medyo mahirap na rin po makahanap ng Intel Celeron laptop or Intel Pentium laptops. Those are models that are quite high pagdating sa demand dahil nga back to school na po ngayon. And most of the students prefers those processors i3 and below. Pero based naman sa ating data, meron pa rin mga stocks pagdating sa gaming lineup ng MSI and Aorus. MSI is still the brand that comes with a bit decent stocks from all models. We still struggle to look for ASUS brands pagdating sa mga provincial stores, ROG and TUF variants. And that will also be the same with Acer high-end models. As of now, for a month, I think medyo may struggle pa rin pagdating sa Acer Nitro and Acer Predator. Now, with that being said, for the market status and market situation, this is every year situation po mga kaibigan. Kaya I highly suggest that every year, lalong-lalo na kung kailangan nyo ulit ng desktop or meron kayong mga kapatid or kamag-anak or friends na papasok and kakailanganin ng desktop or laptop, I highly suggest that you should purchase 2 months or 3 months before. Dahil ito po ang tip ko. Every year, pagdating ng pasukan, dalawa po lagi ang nangyayari. Ang laptop or desktop, mabibili mo lang po siya at SRP. And the worst is, SRP mo na nga lang mabibili, konti pa yung pamimilihan, you will be always in a position that you will just buy what is available. Yan po lagi ang situation every year. Ngayon, if you can still hold on, hindi mo pa rin naman kailangan agad-agad, I may suggest na next month or November po kayo mag-avail dahil kahit paano nag-subside na po ang ating market and there are new products from Intel, new motherboards, so there will be a greater competition and if Intel ang gusto mo, kahit paano hindi ka agad-agad ma-phase out. So that's how I will end this video and for more tech news, feel free to subscribe.